So the CIA has actually studied this thing called executive function collapse, which is something that neurodivergent people have to deal with all the time, which is where you have this thing called task saturation. Task saturation occurs when you have too many things to do and you can't prioritize them because there's too many. This isn't a feature of your brain or something that you just can't do, right? It's something that you never learned how to do, so let me explain. It's important to know your task saturation limit. So if you can handle 5 tasks, the point at which you need to triage is when you have 3 tasks. So you reduce it by half. If you think you can handle 5 or 6, then you can do 3. 3 is really the magic number of triage. Triage is the moment when you actually do the prioritization, right? But for most people, they think about well, how important is each task? This is a waste of your time and cognitive energy. Don't do that. Instead, order the tasks from shortest to longest to complete. The thing is, once you've written down a task that takes 5 minutes to complete, you've actually appropriately broken it down into the concrete thing that you need to do. But prior to that moment, you had to do a whole bunch of planning or research, so you weren't really ready to do the task. Most tasks that people write down are like this. Figure out foot pain is not a task, right? You think about it and then you do the research about what doctor to go to and where and when, and you figure out when you can have time off of work. By the time it gets to the point where it's 5 minutes of call the doctor, you've been working on this task maybe for weeks. So do the thing that takes the least amount of time because those are the parts that you've already broken down. By the time you've completed all of the concrete tasks, you're ready to start on the higher and more abstract tasks. What you'll actually end up doing is breaking it down. So the key operating principles here are triage at 3 tasks, prioritize by the amount of time it will take to do the task. If it takes longer than 15 minutes to do the task, you need to break the task down.